that's what you're talking about, really utilizing your voice to the extent.
That's what you're talking about, going to the Vanderbilt Voice Clinic right there.
Yeah, we had to bring out a couple other important people. We want you to meet the man who is the executive producer of this project, Larry Willoughby. He's from MCA Records. And also the man who survived the plane crash in 1977 that killed several members of the Lynyrd Skynyrd band, Gary Rossington. So please welcome Gary and Larry.
Come on. Yeah, Gary, we'll put you on the end here if you don't mind.
I'll go over here next to him.
I'll tell you.
Just push him over.
When you hear these country stars of today doing the songs, you know, and they're talking about the influence of the Lynyrd Skynyrd group. Were you aware of all the influence you had on how music has shaped now in the 90s?
No, it's an honor to hear that, and it freaks me out, and all of us, you know. It's a hard question to answer because I don't feel like I'm nothing. These guys are so good, and it scares me, but it makes me feel old too.
It doesn't make you feel old at all. Not at all.
I'm only 21, but
oh yeah, you're 21. Yes.
21. Okay. Well, you in the group make such classic hits. Did you have any qualms at all about other artists going in and recutting them?
No, like I said again, it's an honor that they do our songs, you know, that they like them enough, and there's no qualms about it at all. It's a pleasure and honor.
Well, executive producer Larry, when all of these different artists came in to cut Lynyrd Skynyrd songs, were you wanting them to be right on and to try to sound like Lynyrd Skynyrd, or were you, I guess, maybe prodding them to go ahead and put their own touch to it?
Exactly. We let each artist have their own producer who had been producing the records as they go. So we wanted them to sound like themselves doing their favorite Skynyrd song.
Well, I was going to say, how did you determine who was going to record and who was going to record what?
Well, we called Terry first.
Okay.
Exactly.
No, really, it sounds like it'd be a tough process.
Yeah.
We had a wish list of songs and a wish list of artists, and we started calling them, and each one picked a different song, and it really did work out great.
All right, well, let's go back to the beginning. Now, I think it was in your office that the talk started about how this whole album project would come together, wasn't it?
I think it was in the coffee room, the coffee break. Some of the people at MCA had gone to a concert with Reba and John Michael Montgomery, and he'd closed his show with Sweet Home Alabama,
right.
And they were raving about it.
Right.
The Eagles record had just come out, and we thought, well, it's going to happen with Skynyrd, and they had been with us for 20 years, so we thought, well, it should be on MCA.
That's good.
Well, Gary, I want you to take us back to the 70s when Lynyrd Skynyrd was creating all of these wonderful hits. These days, when we talk to the country artists, a lot of them say, you know, I really have to fight for creative control and to do what I want to do. Was that the way it was with Lynyrd Skynyrd back in the 70s?
Yeah, not really. We just did what we wanted because we were that way.
Yeah.
And they told us not to do Freebird, and it's a song that played a lot and stuff, but it should never get any airplay because it's too long. And shorten, and we went, no, we're doing it. The way we do it, it was about 11 minutes, and they said, if you do it, it'll never get played. But it still get played.
Still get played. You broke the wrong. Yes, you did.
All right. Well, Terry, tell me, can you list or can you define what the influential aspects of the group Lynyrd Skynyrd are in relation to what country music, the country rock side is?
It's just no holds barred guitar, rock and roll, which is what I loved when I was growing up.
See, it's got a southern flair to it. It's not what you call rock and roll.
Oh, absolutely. You know? It's southern, but it's the guitars. I mean, Gary, he's being modest here tonight. He's being laid back, but I tell you, he's the wild man I've ever met. It's just a thrill for me. When I was growing up, I wanted to be a guitar player like this guy. When I heard him play yesterday at rehearsal, it knocked me out. And the first thing he said, they say they judge a man's wealth by the friends that he has around him. He said, today, I feel like a millionaire, and he hugged me. I just met him, so I knew we were off to a good start. I was so impressed with him personally, and of course musically, I've been a fan forever. But for me, it was just guitar straight ahead. You know, the twin and three guitars that they used back in those days. I mean, any country band, any band at all that was playing back then, they did Skynyrd covers. It was like a, the
Really innovative group, yes.
To say the least.
Yeah.
It just inspired all of us.
Well, and a few years ago, Gary, you and some other people pulled the group back together again. Are you allowed to go by Lynyrd Skynyrd, or have you had to alter the name?
No, it's Lynyrd Skynyrd.
You just call yourself Lynyrd Skynyrd?
That's who we are.
And do you feel that you still make the same kind of music you did in the 70s, or you've changed a bit?
We just keep our same style, and we only know how to write one way, and that's the way we do it, and we don't want to change.
You are who you are, huh? And that's a good thing, I might add, don't you think, Terry?
Absolutely. I'll tell you what.
Gary, let's put you on the spot here, okay?
Oh, he's already on the spot.
Well, no, let's put you on the spot here and let's see what his answer is. What's your favorite cut on the album?
Oh, that's
All of
mean.
them.
All of them.
Good answer, huh?
Good answer, yeah. I think you could run for political office with an answer like that, yeah?
I've got to ask you one quick question. Maybe, Larry, you should answer this. On Freebird, on the original song, the guitar licks in that song were so incredible, just amazing. How did you ever reproduce those? Do you think they are as good?
Well, I think they're great. I love Wynonna's version of it. I think the guitar players, as Gary would testify, when he heard it, he loved it, and that made me feel good. When he liked it, I knew that we'd done the right thing.
Yeah, that's the final stamp of approval. If Gary likes it, I guess.
And one thing that we failed to mention, we forgot to list all the artists on here. Alabama, Travis Tritt, Confederate Railroad, Sammy Kershaw, Hank Williams Jr., the Mavericks, Steve Earle, Charlie Daniels, Terry McBride on the right, of course, and Wynonna. That's quite a collection of people, and they're a salute to the group Lynyrd Skynyrd. It's good to have you guys here. Hats. Oh, collection.
Oh, you know what, Larry? I have seen so many people wearing these, and I thought, how am I going to wrangle one of these from MCA? It was wonderful. We wrangled it.
All right. He's over here going, where's mine?
Nobody wants us to pay him for it.
I know. Gary, thank you very much. We appreciate you coming by today. Larry, congratulations on success on the album. Terry, I know you're thrilled to be a part of this, brother.